Welcome to the 4-Hour Body Girl. I'm Heather Blaise, and today we have a special treat for you. I am interviewing Novalena J. Betancourt. She is the author of The Total Female Package, and I thought this book was the perfect fit for anyone who is on a health journey, a journey to become, a journey for well-being or to lose weight, anything like that. This book is the perfect thing to start out with. And in this interview, Novalena will explain why. So I hope you enjoy it. I thought this would be really good to interview for my niche, because my niche is moms who want to lose weight and be healthy, and I want to help them create health, wealth, and happiness. And so the Total Female Package is the perfect fit for that, because it's all about, you got to start with your thoughts first. So yeah, there it is. That's awesome. It looks really good. It's a brilliant concept. I love it. So I know you've been working on it for a long time, and maybe first I should introduce you, because not everybody knows who you are.
Sure.
This is my friend Novalena. We've known each other for, gosh, how long now?
Since 2009.
Wow, so a long time. And
yes.
Novalena, if you haven't had the pleasure of meeting her, she's just an amazing woman. Like I don't think I've ever met anybody quite like her. She's, when you're in the presence of her, you have this sense of well-being, and she really makes you feel loved and accepted just for who you are, just like unconditional love. And she's very inspiring, and she's always setting goals and reaching goals, and just really supportive. Like I think you're probably one of the most supportive people I know, not just for me, but for those around you. She has huge networks of people, and because she really makes you feel connected, and she provides a lot of value, not only as a friend, but just, just as a human being in general. And I don't know how you do it, but it's a trait that's really admirable. So anyway, I wanted, not only just because she's my friend, but because, I really believe in this book that she wrote. She's, definitely wants to help people be their best self, and it's an amazing layout and really simple and quick to go through, and she's got all these exercises. And anyway, I'll let you tell about more about the book, but there's the intro. If you don't know Novalena, she's an amazing person to know, and let's talk about your book and how it can benefit other women and their health, I guess, their overall health and well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Heather. And I fully accept all of your beautiful messages and communication about our friendship and who I'm showing up to be in the world. I literally don't know how to be anything different because I feel like in my DNA, when I came here on this planet through my beautiful parents, like I was programmed to just love and be a source of light and love for people, and remind people how to return to love, and how that is like the highest vibration and highest frequency that we can all be on at all times. And so, the premise and where the curation of this book, and I believe every person out there has at least one book, if not more, inside of them to birth into this planet. We all have our own unique footprints and messages that we came here to deliver and live and be an example of. And so this book came to me in my late 20s when I was, in that perfect relationship. Like how many of us start out where we think, okay, like by the time I'm in my 20s, maybe I go to college, or maybe I start my career, at some point in my 20s, I'm going to find that special someone, and I'm going to settle down, and I'm going to start building a family and a home and a house. And I was with that person for 5 years, and it didn't work out. And I was devastated. And at the time, like I can laugh and smile now because it's perfect. Everything is perfect. It happens in the most amazing moments and times to teach us, to give us context in our life. But when that relationship didn't work out for me, I started then to judge all of the other areas of my life, because I looked at that moment as, how could I have been so wrong and spent so much time with this person, and then all of a sudden, like, then I'm questioning myself, and I'm like feeling bad about myself because this one area seemed to, what I thought on the surface, failed. So then I was looking at my career endeavors, my schooling, my relationships, and then all of those moments where your mind, your ego, starts to keep you safe and tries to keep you in a place where you're not really stretching and growing as much. You know, I started to judge everything, like I mentioned before. And so what I did was I put my soul on interview, and I said, you know, enough is enough. Like, life happens. This isn't the worst thing that could possibly ever happen. He's alive. I'm alive. Like, how do I move forward? But how do I move forward in a way where when I set up the next relationship, it is by design, on purpose. I communicate all my expectations and needs up front. And that starts with getting really clear on who I am. And that starts with getting really clear on how to love myself. And it starts with spending time with me. And so I put my soul on interview, and I asked myself a lot of burning questions around ideal love, ideal relationship, ideal friendships, ideal family design, life. And what came out of me was this book, The Total Female Package. And it's 13 years for us to all look at being our best reflections in our life. And it really like, everything in this book are action steps and things that I did on a regular basis to get myself back to, which I said, return to love, a place where I was loving myself wholeheartedly in every moment as possible, quieting the ego and really tapping into my heart and that love that we all as women have for ourselves. We are running around, whether you're a mom, you have a beautiful son, and I know you have a network of women who have amazing, amazing children. And we have husbands, and we might have careers also, and a lot of things going on, family and perspectives for moms. It's like, how do you actually create that time for yourself to fill yourself up and that cup up? The book has daily doses of self-love that are anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 to 10 minutes that I know that if every woman can activate with themselves on a regular basis, they won't feel as drained and have as less energy, because it's about spending time with yourself first.
Yeah, that's so important. I totally understand. And I think a lot of people can relate to your story of the breakup. I think we've all gone through that. But I don't know if everybody has that perspective to really step back and look at ourselves. I think a lot of people, I know I've done it. I don't know, I'm sure other people have done it. You start blaming the other person. You don't really take that time to really ask yourself, like, what is this? Or you don't really have that perspective of ego too. Like I don't know if a lot of people out there really understand what that means. Can you maybe shed a little bit more light on ego and how you got that perspective, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I've had a lot of training and teaching on these concepts, ego, and what it means to be in the present moment. And I absorbed a lot of books out there and just moments where I was like, the average person being caught up with everything about going on in their life, maybe I wanted to simplify the message. I wanted to make these concepts seem really simple. So, the ego per se is that voice that's running. It's your mind, really. It's that voice that's running inside of your head all the time. It's that voice that when you look in the mirror tells you to fix what's wrong. Fix your lipstick, fix like some mascara over here, get something out of your tooth, then celebrate what's right and the beauty and the essence of who you are. So we need the ego. The ego is our friend. I try not to make it seem like our enemy, but it's in a way, it gives us these moments to look at. So if you're in a moment and you don't feel good and you don't feel like you're connected to your true self, and your mind starts to create all of these moments for you. I'll give you a perfect example of this. This is actually a really cool example from a book that I recently just read called The Untethered Soul. And it talks about how, which I thought was a beautiful illustration of it. It talks about how, like, You get up, say one morning you get up and you're happy and everything's going right and you've got really cool things you're doing and creating at your work life, or you're going to meet a friend and you're in the car by yourself and you're noticing, you're just so present, you're noticing the trees, you're noticing the way the air feels and the wind in the window, because your window's down. Everything's perfect. And then a car goes by and it looks like it's your significant other with someone else cuddling. So then all of a sudden, like, your heart's racing, you have this moment where you're like freaking out and like you create all of these scenarios that are happening. That's your ego. That's like all of those thought process that are not serving you. And you start to freak out and have this like explosion of emotion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get a call from your significant other and they're at work. It's definitely not them in that car with somebody else. And you're like, oh, and then you calm down.
Yeah.
You know, so that's not what it's like. Yeah, there's that program, there's that thought process. And it's what we call the ego. It's either what drives us towards something or drives us away from something that we really want. So it's just understanding that voice in your head and understanding which one is really you.
And in that versus moment, you wanted to feel good, right? But it sucked you out of feeling good because you started thinking about all these past thoughts that didn't feel
exactly.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
So in your book, you talk about that.
And I talk about that, how to use those moments. Yeah, I talk about how to actually use those moments as looking at those moments when the voice in your head is creating a spiral for you and creating a lot of thoughts that don't actually really support you in being happy in the moment. So when your mind is kind of going rampant, that then can be a moment where you go, oh, wait, this is a moment for me to pay attention to and be aware and check my emotions and what I'm creating. What thoughts do I really...
Sorry to interrupt. How would that apply to like losing weight, for example? How could somebody, a mom, let's say she wants to lose those extra pounds, by reading your book, how would that help in that scenario, in that way?
Yeah, totally. Well, a lot of times I know, and I've seen this over and over, moms who create thoughts in their mind as reasons as to not even start putting together a daily discipline to go lose the weight. So sometimes those things prevent people from taking action because they go, oh, I'm gonna have to do this, and then, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm not gonna lose 5 pounds. I really want to lose 5 pounds in like a week. I can't pull that off. Like, that's not possible. I've never done that. How could I possibly do it? So it's like before they even like took action and like took a step forward to go walk into a gym or buy a gym membership and pay the $30 a month, like these thoughts, the ego is stopping them from doing it.
Or eating healthy. Or even if they sabotage, you know, like let's say they're on their way, like started eating healthy, started going to the gym, and then, you know, you slip and you have a day off, or, you know, make a mistake. Instead of beating yourself up, you'd have your book to read in 30 seconds and put you back on track to like, no, I'm okay, teach you how to do that positive self-talk in order to get back on track to the weight loss journey or whatever, let's say, or the health journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all about your consciousness. It's all about what you're doing by design versus by default. So if you are disciplined and you are paying attention, like, I'm going to eat egg whites and orange juice and a healthy breakfast every morning. I'm going to stay away from breads per se. But then say you go out with your girlfriends on a Saturday and you have some bread and butter at the table. Don't sit there and punish yourself for having the bread and the butter. Just acknowledge the fact that this is one day out of 6 that you're able to have this moment, and like pat yourself on the back and think good about it instead of creating the mind to run rapid and then literally make you feel bad about having that bread and butter the rest of your day and get stuck there in that moment.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Like staying focused on the positive, but it's sometimes hard to do. So so your book would be a great tool to be able to stay on track and to just like a quick reminder, I guess, to take a look at it, do an exercise in there. get back on track.
Yeah. Yeah, the purpose of the book too is really, like I said, about creating these moments of daily self-love. So even if you like don't have, say like your kids on your leg and you're running around and you're picking up socks and you're cooking breakfast and you go to the bathroom, you're like, oh, I have 2 minutes or something, like you just pick up the book and flip open, and in each page I have specific sentences that are highlighted so that you could even like just pick up a page, any page that you're flipping to, and go, oh, like, you know, okay, what am I supposed to hear today? And just open it and go, oh, the men in my life want to provide for and take care of me. That feels good. All right, I just have to flip to that page in the book. Okay, well, that's an understanding. Sweet. All right, you know, and so there's like affirmations and specific quotes, and, you know, here we go. Specific to what we're talking about, the technique of feeling and thinking positive affirmations about yourself in a mirror is a great way to practice the law of love in realizing your visions of the life you desire to create. So if you want to lose, and I say release, because you don't want your mind to think about losing and then gaining. So if you want to release 5 pounds, then imagine yourself and what that's going to feel like and look like releasing 5 pounds. Celebrate it. Know that when you release it, you're going to go to the store, you're going to buy yourself a dress, you're going to do this, you're going to, you know, go celebrate, walk in the park, let your girlfriend know, acknowledge what you just did. Like, have a vision and think good about it in order to bring it about.
Even that in itself, you'll start feeling good just thinking about that.
Absolutely. And one of the simple keys, and I teach this in a course I have called The Law of Love, 7 Truths to Creating Your Happily Ever After. One key thing is literally having 2 to 10 minutes, 2 minutes to 10 minutes a day if you can, if not 2 to 5 or even just 2 to start, to build up that muscle and the habit of looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself how much you love yourself, you're grateful for who you are, how amazing your heart is, and how lucky you are to be in a brand new baby day. That you woke up this morning, you're alive, and you're here. And if you get in that routine of like honoring yourself and actually feeling that real love for yourself, then all those other things start to quiet. The ego, it starts to quiet more throughout your day. It's like you're taming the ego.
Sounds great. Sounds really great. So if there's a one main point that you would want women to get from your book, what would that be?
Oh, wow. One main point, you know, I actually, if you're open to it, I'd love to actually read the definition of the total fuel package to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that's literally what's going to, because I know some women may go, oh, the total female package, how can I be the total female package? Like,
yeah, I mean, people might even have problems looking in the mirror telling themselves they love themselves. I know. Absolutely. When I was a teenager, I couldn't do that. I thought that would be silly, you know. But now that I'm older and I've done, like you have, I've read lots of books, I've listened to lots of audio things, I get the idea of it. So now I could probably do, well, I could do that. I do that actually. And I write the messages on the mirror. You taught me that. Novalina's always got positive messages on her mirror and motivating reminders to think positive and feel good. And yeah, it works.
When you think about media and all the things that program us and things that we see that tell us like we have to lose 5 pounds, do you really have to? If it's a health concern, sure, but can you love yourself for what you look like right now? Yeah, that's a choice. Yeah. So part of the positive programming is to kind of offset all that other negative stuff you see around us in shopping centers and on billboards and on the TV and everything. So here's what I'd love to read to you and your audience of women who may be watching this. Yeah. So you may be wondering by now, what defines the total female package? In the next few lines, I hope to inspire a clear picture of a TFP idea and why you already are one and may not even realize it. The total female package is a woman who enjoys looking at herself in the mirror and knows with total faith she is whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. She has all she needs inside of her to create her dream life, and she knows it. She is her own truth and knows anything outside of this reality is merely fiction. I can understand why your reaction to the idea of seeing yourself as a TFP at first glance may seem impractical. After all, you have so many things that you haven't figured out yet about yourself. You may not have that perfect relationship or high-paying job, you may be in debt or can hardly pull yourself together with children and a husband to care for. There's still so much to accomplish, so how can you possibly be the TFP? You may be thinking that the TFP is a woman who is naturally sexy goddess, who can glide confidently into any room, as all eyes, especially male eyes, turn to her. Her opinion is always wanted. Her company is always in demand. Her size 2 Gucci shirts never bear spit-up stains. She has that mysterious something that draws others to her. Her face is unwrinkled and her manner unflustered. She is the direct opposite of who you see in the mirror every day. Well, that is not the definition of the total female package. You, the student, the stay-at-home mom, the doctor, the lawyer, the sister-in-law, the teacher, you who thinks you are not valuable, who looks in the mirror every day to straighten that one piece of hair out of place, covering the imperfections, pressing foundations to fine lines. You whose first instinct is to fix what's wrong rather than celebrating what's right. It's time for you to take the steps with me to see yourself on a different reflection. And that's the inside out. Now on the inside, we're all the same.
Yeah.
On the inside, we're all the same. Like, think about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Just believing that in every moment.
Absolutely.
And imagine how powerful and how amazing you would feel if you did feel like if you had that every moment, if that's what you really thought, every moment. Those pounds would melt off because you know, just automatically, you wouldn't even have to try because you just feel good. You
totally. And then
healthy, right?
Yeah, and then any other thing that came up for you that in your world would like just bounce off you. Like when you're feeling so good with who you are and you know your heart is in the right place and you know you've got good intentions and you can see the beauty of who you are from the inside out, then the outside will start to reflect the beauty that's happening on the inside, that inner conversation that's in alignment with your truth. And then all of a sudden, if anything negative comes your way, just kind of bounces off of you. It doesn't even like land and have an impression anymore.
It totally makes sense. It really does. Wow, well, that's really exciting. The book just sounds amazing. And I really think that my readers, that's got to be the first thing, you know, my followers and my readers, that's got to be the first thing that they've got to get in order to, you know, start their health journey or, you know, maybe to stay motivated in their health journey. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this will help with that inner dialogue to keep them focused.
Yes, yes. Well, what was another, I had another question. You've automatically just answered all my questions without me even having to ask them. How do you stay healthy and fit?
Oh, I have a daily ritual, and it's like my own ceremony that I created for yourself, but I encourage everybody to do it. So I make sure I get 8 hours of sleep every night. So I'm in bed at like 9 o'clock, falling asleep by 10, up by 6, like religiously. There's only a few moments that I may go off of that, and that's for special events or things are happening. But religiously I do that. And so when I'm up at 6, I literally spend from 6 to 9 working on my own personal growth. I don't have a baby, by the way, yet. I don't have a baby yet.
Yes.
When I do, I'm going to figure out how to do something where that might become less, obviously, but I do. I take the time now. Yeah.
Not by 7.
Yeah. I take the time now to just make sure that I have moments in the morning. So before anything else, I have moments in the morning to myself. Now for moms, I know that might be a little bit more, in those moments of myself, I'm doing the affirmations in the mirrors. I'm, you know, going on a walk, going to the gym, eating healthy foods, drinking water with lemon right when I wake up. So all those little health hacks that I'm sure Heather's teaching you as well. But what I really, really, really look at is, especially with a mom who's super busy and is maybe a new mom, a new baby, learning this for the first time, is just finding a way and encouraging women to have some time to yourself if possible. Like even if it's when the baby's sleeping, like finding out what fills your soul in that 30 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it looks like, that would make you feel more like you again. And that's what I think is really important, is to always feeling like you're checking in with you and what's good for you in those moments you get.
Yeah, I do say that often. You got to take care of yourself first, and then in order to take care of everybody else, because if you're sick or if you're, you know, dead or whatever, because you didn't take care of yourself first, you're not going to be there to be able to help others and like your children or your spouse or your friend and family. So one, you got to take care of yourself. Just like on the airplane with the oxygen mask, always put your oxygen mask on before anybody else, right? So yeah, I would say take care of yourself, finding that time whenever it is, you know, late at night or in the morning, during lunch, whatever, whenever you can find it, just taking that time is, I agree, really important.
Very cool.
That's awesome. What time is it? I know we only had half an hour.
10:30. Yeah, I've got to hop on to a call with my CPA.
All right. Thank you so much, Novalena.
Thank you, Heather. I love this.
Yeah, well, I didn't even get to ask all the questions, so maybe we'll have to do this again and get some more questions answered. But yeah, you are the total female package. I'm the total female package. Everybody. It's great. It's great. So where can they get your book, real quick?
I am going to give you a link that you can actually insert into this video. Right below the video, you're going to have a link that you can click on right there. It'll be really easy for you to purchase your own audio and ebook and or the physical copy if you want to use it as the workbook.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing everything about your routines and your book. And, you know, actually, thanks for writing that book for everybody to utilize and have those exercises handy so they can be their best self. And it's really a gift. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm really, you know, I miss you. It's been too long. I'm going to see you in the summer. I can't wait. Novalena's getting married this summer. Well,
yeah, we're going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a blast.
Look forward to that. Awesome. Well, have a great day, and let's catch up soon.
All right. Lots of love.
Okay, love you. Take care.
Okay, ciao.
Bye.